Everyone, hope everything is going well. You guys and gals know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH_sports. Follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance, where I'll be doing more videos, hopefully, time permitted. All right, I was sent this. I don't follow this account, but let's take a look at this. This is very interesting. Right. You didn't see too many people talk about it. I think some of these smaller channels did. And you see it on Twitter. But it's Sandy Go Sports Cards 1. Let's read this. This was, I think, from last week. So I've been waiting for this card to sell to expose alt sourcing, alt XYZ official. Here's the story. I approached them on the alt sourcing account to see what they'd pay for a card. The alt value on the card was 5,022 when I messaged them. After not hearing back, I hit them up a day later to see what they'd pay. They offer some horrible lowball. Then they told me they'll pay 85% of that horrible lowball. And miraculously, a day later, the alt value is 4,213, and they wanted to pay 85% of that. They admitted someone went in and manually changed the alt value after the evaluation, with obviously zero sales in that day. If you can't see how absurd and dangerous they are to deal with, I'll never deal with them again. I'll encourage everyone to avoid them. On top of horrible offers, I don't know what to think on what they could be doing with price manipulation and offers on cards. Do not trust alt values. They do not trust their model, and they could change values at will. The card sold. I'm done with it. Probably lost money if anyone looked at the corrupted alt value, but just a horrible experience with these people. All right. So this was the second part of the story. Alt value before contacting alt, $5,000. Draw your own conclusions on what they could possibly be doing. Not good. Alt value after contacting them one day later with an offer of 85% of that. All right. So a couple of thoughts went in my head. So it's basically you're dealing with kind of like a lawyer. And you know how lawyers negotiate, right? And that's what it seems like. Now, the thing is, this I personally don't like, because how could you put a value to it when you have a market that's, in my opinion, illiquid? This is not, I'll use the example again. This is not Apple stock where you have millions of shares, where you could use technical analysis, where you could use fundamental analysis, where you could look at their 10K, etc. These are sports cars. It's a value that someone else is willing to pay for it. So all these predictive models, these comps, I take with a grain of salt. Now, if someone wants to use it, go right ahead. So in terms of how would you describe this? Manipulation or more of negotiation, sleazy negotiation? How would you describe this? Or you think everything is fine, right? And from the response that many people had, they didn't like this. And I've gotten messages from people regarding this in the past. I didn't know what to think of this at the time. Just that, hey, look, I don't trust comps. I don't trust predictive values, whatever, right? And I know Ziggy reels on Card Ladder about predictive value, or at least in the past, they had that. So the other thing I wanted to mention about alt is that there were rumors, or let me rephrase this. Hobby Shark, who's been on my program, he had a bunch of posts maybe a couple of months back, and he made the allegation based on inside information that he was given, right? This is what he claims, right? I'm just going to go off of what he said. He put on his Instagram story that there was an individual, he claimed Rohan, was basically acting on the behalf of Alt without really promoting it, and he was doing hanky panky. That's what Hobby Shark was saying. And he made the allegations that Rohan was taking bribes at the Dallas show. Now, I cannot corroborate this information. Let me just be upfront. I did contact Rohan about this when this was going on. I asked him, hey, look, Hobby Shark's saying all these things. What's your comment? He said that, nah, I didn't do any of this. Okay. Now, the other interesting part was that Hobby Shark was threatened litigation with Alt, and Hobby Shark says, I'm not taking down anything. Alt didn't sue him, from my understanding. So it is what it is. Take it with a grain of salt if you want. But this is what I was told. And the CEO, I've heard stories of that dude doing the hanky panky with some seller in Southeast Asia, from my memory. I believe he made them take down the thread. And I think the allegation was made that some chargeback was made to the seller, and allegedly the CEO of Alt got that card. Like, I can't confirm or deny it. It's off a blowout. It's like on a blowout test forum. So, the CEO, people have made allegations of doing the hanky panky. You see stories like this right now regarding these values. And there's allegations that Hobby Shark's making against Rohan, right? So you see all of this, you can think whatever you want, but would I want to deal with a company like Alt? Maybe a low end card, but anything high end, there's no way I'm doing that. And the last thing I want to point out is like, hey, look, if these sports card companies are doing this, what do you think real estate companies are doing with comps? And I don't follow Zillow or Redfin too much, but I'm just thinking, wait, how do they come up with these estimates, right? Basically based on one sale. And how do you know if someone's trying to manipulate those sales? Maybe they have a bunch of properties and they're doing some fishy stuff, It doesn't have to necessarily be sports cars. But anyways, guys and gals, let me know what you think. Any other stories on Alt, let me know. Email me, DM me, and I'll take a look at it. All right. Talk to you later. See ya. Bye.